What's up, everybody? Welcome to Metal Remains Backstage. My name is Manuel. I'm in Madrid. With me is my friend Carlos Cortez in New York.
Hello.
And also joining us is Ambre from Xandria. Hi, Ambre. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. And you?
We are very good. Looking at your picture right now, we unfortunately don't have a video feed from Ambre, but it's a very nice picture. Who can complain?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. Thank you.
Normally, if technology sometimes fails, that's okay. We're going to start with one of the most serious questions of the whole interview, and that is, what have you been listening these days?
I have been listening on repeat Oceans of Slumber, which is one of my favorite bands, and Catatonia a lot also, as they have released new things.
Record, yeah.
I've been listening to it yesterday. I've been, and also the new project of Greg and Nick from Paradise Lost, which is called Host. I love Paradise Lost, and I love that new project that they have. So I think this is the three things I've been listening the most at the moment.
That's very good. Most times artists are not even listening to many metal or not new stuff. So I like that you are up to date with what's coming out.
Yeah, I love this.
Awesome. Xandria is a band that has had several lineup changes through its history, and as of now, you are the face of the band. Can you tell us about the process of joining Xandria?
So I knew Marco from before, and during their break, we were thinking about working on some other project to have a breath of fresh air a little bit, to do something different. And as soon as it started, actually, he really liked my voice, and he was starting to work on new ideas for Xandria in the future, just taking it very slow and very relaxed. And he loved my voice so much and thought that it could work really well with these new ideas. So he just asked me if I would be willing to join. And of course, I accepted. It was like huge pleasure for me to join the band.
Awesome. And before that, can you tell us a bit about your musical background? How did you got into metal?
So, I started metal when I was 11 years old. A friend was sending me a Within Temptation song, and I fell in love immediately, then followed with Nightwish right after. So that made me love metal immediately at a very young age, and I never stopped since then. And I was singing before that, even always in school, in choirs. So when I discovered metal, I just found a new passion for singing metal music, and I developed it listening to those bands and started more harsh things with black metal, Cradle of Filth, Dimmu Borgir. So I started Amorphis. Wow. I started loving screams. So I learned myself, and then I developed it later with vocal coach over many years, and I still do it. But
wow, that's great. And that's the right age to start listening to metal, because I think when you start very young, that was my case also. I started when I was probably 10 or 12, something like that.
There was already metal.
It sticks. There was already metal. Oh yeah. I think it sticks with you forever. Yes. It's very hard to take it out from your DNA.
Absolutely. It's in our DNAs now. It's over. I'll die listening to metal, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. We consider that fans have been mostly positive about the new lineup in the band, but the vast majority is amazed by your vocal capabilities, and that includes Manuel and myself. Can you tell us more about your vocal journey?
Oh, thank you. It's nice to hear. I always liked learning new techniques and playing around with different techniques and different colors. This is really something I love to do. So I thought this album, I literally gave everything I could in the studio. I could finally explore every color and range of my voice, because the songs were so diverse and they were asking for many different expressions and style. So it's something I've been learning on my own over the years and developed with also vocal coaches over the year. Classical also, I always loved it. It's not a technique that you can really perfect on your own, even though I started like this, but then I really got into it with my vocal coach and asking to really trying to perfect it more. You never really perfect it, but more at least. And it all came together on that Xandria album for some reason. It's quite lucky because I started with all of those different styles, even the screams and the growls before, but I could finally put everything in practice on that album.
Great. That takes you to the next level.
And it really does, because
you.
You have a lot of different voices in the record. We have been fortunate to have listened to it already. And let me tell you, it's a very good departure from what Xandria fans are accustomed to. And it shows in the singles that you've released so far. But in general, I think that your growls are excellent. I wish we could have more of them in this record, but I'm pretty sure they're going to come back with full force in a next release.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, we had a few songs in the beginning of the process of writing the album, which is Marco who did it, but I was sitting with him a lot of the times. And some songs, even Ghost, for example, or third single, has started with full growl in the verses.
Wow.
We wrote it like this. It was an In Flames at the Gates inspired song.
Right.
And there was growl. And then we said, might scare a little bit too much the Xandria fan. And for us, we made it better by doing it the way we did with the clean vocals, because it was more catchy and it was flowing better. But yeah, the song started, and it's not the only one who had more growls, but we made it better in a way by toning it down, because we found better vocal lines on it and better ways of writing it, the parts. But yeah, there will be more, I think, because we are eager to do it. I think it's in us and I love to do it. So if the fan likes it, and yeah, I think it will open our inspiration a little bit more.
Absolutely. And we have the opportunity to listen to the record thanks to Napalm Records. We got the promo. And I was going to say, one of my favorite songs is the one you're talking, Ghost, because it's extremely well crafted. It is bombastic on the symphonic metal side. It is very catchy and uplifting. And those dual or triple layers on your voice are great. It's impossible not to get that song stick to your head.
Oh, thank you.
Sure. And then the other song that I love is Illusion is Their Name. Because on that one is the more, I will say, is the more aggressive side of your voice, because there are more aggression, there is more growth. And that with that song, I think the band is moving a little bit away from the symphonic thing and is going more into Melodeath territory. It feels like it. You can sense that it's inspired by things like, I don't know, Arch Enemy or similars, and it's great. It gives a lot of dynamics to the record, and it's a fun record to listen from beginning to end.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. It's nice to hear feedback, because the album is not out, so I did not get much feedback. So it's really great. And Illusion is Their Name is definitely that song I really loved. And it had also that power metal aggression to it, and how fast it is. And I was like, okay, this is the song that I should put those power metal scream. I mean, that was the first time in my life I was trying something like that, even though I like some power metal bands. And at the time I was listening that Unleash the Archer album, which it became one of my favorite albums ever, the last album. So she inspired me a lot, Brittany. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it. And it made the song really special then, like sticking out, I think, compared to the other ones. So yeah,
right.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And for me, Asteria, how do you pronounce it?
Yeah, Asteria. Yeah.
I think that was the best one for me. That's the one I loved the most.
Oh wow!
It's the longest, and it was the last song. So when I thought I got the album figured out, this one came out, and it blew my mind. So it's very epic, wonderful.
Oh, thank you. This is also one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think that you enjoyed the record more if you listen to it completely. If you just listen to the singles, I think you're missing something. You're missing the whole thing, because there are a lot of songs that are really great. The whole album is great, and just sticking to the singles, I don't think it's a good idea for the fans. They should listen to the whole album to have the whole experience altogether.
Thank you. Yeah, I think so too. The result became so diverse. And it just came naturally because we put everything we loved and wanted to do. And it's just that one song was ending up completely like Paradise. It was completely different. And I love that song so much. So I think some people, maybe that are not even completely symphonic metal fan, they could find something they like. And this is what I really like about that album, that it's opening a little bit to maybe a lot more people. And not only symphonic metal fans. So I'm really glad about this. And I hope it will.
Yeah, it does. It does, definitely. And
thank you.
What was your involvement in the creative process for the album?
So I was sitting a lot of the times with Marco and giving feedback and ideas, or how to continue parts. It was in the beginning, I was thinking maybe, we should do this, it will flow perfectly. Or because I love, for example, Paradise Lost so much, from the 90s stuff a lot also. I was thinking, we should give it a little the strings like Paradise Lost in that part, or things like this, some little ideas. For example, the children's choir, I had the idea on Two Worlds and the ballad, because I thought it would bring the magical touch even further. So yeah, some ideas like this. And I wrote also half the lyrics, and Marco the other half. So yeah.
Awesome.
Well, lots of Ambre in this record.
Yeah, there's some of my soul and heart in this, definitely.
Awesome. He's your baby.
Yeah, a little bit.
In our weekly podcast that you and everybody else should definitely check out, we make summaries of new videos that come out every week. And of course, we have been watching all the latest ones from Xandria. The one for the Wonders is still awaiting. Our summary was, fans of triangles are playing on unknown planets. What can you tell us about the concept of that video?
This has no meaning, the triangles. It was we wanted to create an atmosphere that fits the music, meaning that when you listen, you get carried into some other worlds a little bit, because the song has that kind of traveling a little bit, that kind of dreamy traveling, a bit like open to the vastness of the world. I don't know, it gives me that feeling. So we wanted to have a background to it and some images that can help you feel that from the music. So both together really makes you travel. But the triangles were just because we found those landscapes really beautiful and matching our feelings, but there's no symbolism here with the triangles.
Okay, and can we look forward for squares on a future video?
Maybe, or circles. The next one has a lot of things happening, but no, there's not symbols in it. Not yet.
All right. The video for You Will Never Be Our God sparked somewhat of a controversy among fans. If you read the comments on the video, opinions are divided regarding the message it wants to portray. Can you help clarify what it means, please?
Yeah, it's. I know we posted it with the title in the beginning without more of the lyrics, so people thought it was about God as a religious figure, but it was not an attack or direct thing about God. So I know that people are still left maybe with this impression. It's a song anti-fascism, anti-homophobia, all those people that have extremist ideas. It can be about anything in the world. It can be about religion, the people that are anti-Islam, anti-anything, who make it, to the extreme point of in their ideology. It's also the people that are against science, the anti-facts. I know that Marco is very attached to that, because he loves science, and for him it has a big value, and so he wanted to put that in a song. It matters. Facts and science matters. It's not an attack. It's just our point of view and a message that was important for us to kind of, if we have a voice, I think it's good to use it in the best way possible, of course, not to attack anybody.
On that song, you collaborate with Ralf Scheepers. How was it to work with this man?
That was really great. He came into our mind really quickly because the song, we felt like it needed that little power metal voice edge to it, and to bring it some dynamic to it. So we thought about him really quickly, and he accepted it immediately. He really liked the song. So it went really smoothly. He recorded it really quickly. So it was great.
Cool. We love that track, by the way.
Oh, me too. Thank you.
You went on European tour last fall along with Visions of Atlantis. That's another band we love. In many cities, included some Spanish ones. How was the experience for you on this tour?
It was a lot of positive, but I was also sick for more than half of the tour because of COVID, of course.
Oh. That's Spanish food, man.
Probably.
No, Spanish food is great.
Too many tortillas.
Oh, I wish. Riojas. Yeah, I wished. But I was sick for more than half of the tour, so it made it extremely difficult psychologically. I'm still glad I did it, but it was hard. So I could not enjoy it to the fullest. Only when I wasn't sick towards the end, then I really, really enjoyed it. And we built and evolved as a band on that tour. Of course, it was our first tour altogether with the new lineup. So the shows were getting just better and better, and towards the end, we could finally feel comfortable and feel much better when performing. So I started enjoy it at some point when I was not that sick anymore, and it was great.
Well, I hope you can come back in the near future, and please come to Madrid. We are there's a lot of people here that we would like to watch you play these wonderful new songs.
Yeah, me too. I was surprised that Madrid was not on the list, but I don't know what happened.
As I recall, because I cover shows here, October was very busy here. We have a lot of tours coming up, and perhaps it was too crowded. I remember this tour was announced not that long ago, and we have a lot of shows that were pending from years and years from the pandemic that were starting to have last fall, and I'm pretty sure that had something to do with it. But hey, that's my guessing.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, but we will definitely come in the future. I'm sure.
And we have a large audience in the United States, in Latin America, mostly that speak Spanish or Spanish-speaking countries. Are you having any plans to come to these countries?
There are no plans that we know about, but we are working on it. And South America would be, I get so many messages from Mexican fan, Brazilian fan, Argentina, everything. It's wonderful. Oh, the fan base there, they are really wonderful. And they are really opening their voice for us to come there. So there will definitely be something. We are working on it, and I hope it happens sooner than later.
I'm sure it will happen. And once you guys go there, you're going to love it, because Latin American fans are very loyal, and they show their love when they're in a show watching the band they love, and the energy is at the fullest all the time.
Yes. I heard that many times before, even from Xandria themselves. They went there a few times and they love it. And they are amazing fans there. And I'm looking forward to feel that passion, the southern passion in the audience.
Yes, indeed. Before we go, can you share with us one of your favorite backstage moments?
It was when I decided to get ready in the backstage of the Privateers, the Banished Privateers, the opening band on that tour.
Yep.
And I don't know why I did that. They had a really nice backstage with many mirrors to do makeup, and I like to hang up with them. So I went there, but they get ready in a very unusual, crazy way. They scream, yell, dance, jump everywhere. So I was trying to focus on getting my makeup done, and it was chaos around me. I was laughing so much, I almost was late to get ready for the show. So yeah.
So you were having fun there.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It was too funny. I had to stop and just observe what was going on. There's a video of that on their social media, even filming me making a weird face. But yeah, so there's proof.
Okay, we're gonna take a look at it. And well, Ambre, I wanted to thank you for joining us for this interview. I want to thank everybody else watching. If you like this interview, please share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel. Make sure to buy and stream The Wonder Still Awaiting on February 10th to double support Xandria, and don't miss any of their upcoming shows whenever they come to your city to meet Ambre and her phenomenal voice. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much.
I hope we have another interview in person in the future when you get to either New York or Madrid, or whenever we meet at a large festival, which I'm sure you're going to be a part of in the summer.
Thank you so much.
But until then, stay metal.